down. Come here, sweetie. Come here. It's okay, baby. Come here. Come here. Yeah, okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's okay. It's okay. What can I do for you? Why are you guys doing this to her?
You need to put this on Facebook, Tommy. You need to put this everywhere. That this is how men who control and hurt women get aided by law enforcement who are sworn to protect
right now you're under arrest.
The people.
Why is she under arrest?
I can't tell you. I can tell her.
Yes, you can. Why are you doing this?
You have a warrant for your arrest.
From who?
San Mateo County.
Yeah, well, that warrant isn't worth anything. Look at my daughter. Look what you're doing to my daughter. Keep filming it. Look what you're doing to my poor daughter. Look what you're doing to her. Oh, you're gonna hog-tie a 13-year-old girl? Hey, I need you to post this on Facebook. Get on my Facebook page and post it. Post it how this man and law enforcement treat people. We are the victims of abuse, of control, and look what's happening. Look at my poor daughter. Look at what he's allowing to happen to my little girl. Why? Really? They're hurting me. They're hurting her.
Ready to move? We're going to move her aside. Ready? Step on the chain. Step on the chain.
I need it going before I get blocked.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'll keep filming. Take your time.
So I have no idea what's going on. Was she fighting with somebody? kids here right now?
Man, you see what happened?
14 days ago, Mayor Brunner and I, like the rest of the community, were shocked and horrified to watch a video of Maya and Sebastian Lang being ripped from their grandmother's home, this home, by a private transportation company linked to a for-profit reunification center in Los Angeles. We watched the video as the for-profit transportation company physically overtook the children, violently carrying them away, banging their heads against car doors in the ground, and pulling the pants off a 15-year-old girl in the process. Since then, we've been contacted by desperate family and friends, concerned community members, wondering how this could happen to children in Santa Cruz and what, if anything, we could do about it. We spent the last week educating ourselves and felt it was important to report to you today what we found can be done. I think it's really critical to note that neither the city nor the county is involved in this or other custody disputes. The parents are the only parties, and the decisions are made by judges on the basis of evidence and testimony. We're not here to pick a side in this or any other case. We are here today to talk about what we see as policy failures in the treatment of Maya and Sebastian. We have an obligation to speak for them and other kids who are potentially at risk. First, the violent force used by Assisted Interventions, Inc. was and is completely unacceptable. This should never happen in Santa Cruz or anywhere else, ever. Santa Cruz County Child Protective Services has a policy that bars physically touching a child. It's a best practice to prevent trauma. We will be exploring an ordinance to hold private companies, like Assisted Interventions, to the same standard. We also hope that there's an investigation into the use of force that night used against Maya and Sebastian in this driveway. Second, we'll be calling on our state legislatures and Governor Newsom to regulate and potentially ban reunification camps. California closely monitors child care, health care centers, and schools, as they should. That these camps operate without governmental licensing and oversight is unacceptable and dangerous, especially those that are, like this one, given full control over children sent to them. There was a bill in the last legislative session that would have outlawed the use of these camps. The legislature needs to bring that provision back and work on regulating and providing oversight. We urge the legislature, as well as the local and national media, to investigate this and other cases. When children are ripped from their homes, separated from family, friends, and a life in which they're thriving, there must be trauma-informed policies and transparency. I don't think anyone who watched the video of Maya and Sebastian being violently ripped from the grandmother's home can say this transport company working for this reunification camp was operating in the best interest of Maya and Sebastian. It was shocking. It was gutting. Our hearts are with the family and friends. We've heard your pleas. We share your concerns. We want Maya and Sebastian to be safe and no other child to go through this. We will take action. And now, Mayor Brunner from the City of Santa Cruz.
Thank you. Anyone who saw that Instagram post was deeply disturbed, and I know seeing the post when it came before me about a week ago was absolutely horrifying at the physical hands-on removal and the trauma that was being experienced during that moment. And immediately I want to say this was not any action of the city or the county. I immediately looked into it, and as council members and myself were tagged in a lot of these posts,
it was brought to our attention, and learning that it was a private custody battle with the judge's orders, where the city and the county had no jurisdiction and no control over that was really hard. As Supervisor Coonerty stated, Child Protective Services has a hands-off policy when it comes to children, and I think that aligns with our community values. And I'm really happy to explore whether or not there is a way the city can support any action that would reduce and prevent that type of force being used in those types of situations with private companies. And my understanding is that other jurisdictions across the state have different policies. So I'm happy to really look at this. And I just took some notes just to make sure I touch on this point, learning that something like this really requires cooperation with county. It requires cooperation between the Superior Court Family Law Division, the Family Law Bar, and interested stakeholders. And I know that Supervisor Coonerty has already looked into some of these ways. So I appreciate that. I'm here to support. And as a community, I just also want to be sensitive to the fact that, you know, the children in the video and the family members have really had this tragic experience broadcast on social media. So I want to be respectful for not exasperating the trauma the children have experienced any further. And thank you.
So we'll be available for questions. Also, to the extent that the students and friends want to talk, we'll be available one-on-one. They have to get back to school, so we want to make sure that they have time. But we'll be available to answer your questions one-on-one. And thank you, everybody, for coming out today.